everyone, I'm Mind, and I just got another issue of the LEGO Ninjago Magazine. This is the very first Ninjago Dragons Rising magazine, so I'm very excited to see what this one has in store. The entire magazine itself is themed around the new show, and also this is the first magazine to come with a Dragons Rising minifigure. First though, for some reason, the Ninjago magazines have started coming with LEGO Harry Potter cards, and I kinda tore at removing it because, yeah, I really don't care. I'm not like the world's biggest Harry Potter fan. I don't buy these for Harry Potter cards. I wish they would include Ninjago cards, but I suppose it is a free bonus if you care. I do want to quickly mention that I put out another video about a week ago, covering a ton of different LEGO magazines, Ninjago, City, Marvel, and more, that I actually got when I was traveling abroad in Europe. So if you enjoy these magazine reviews, that video was a lot more highly edited, so I'll put a card in the top right corner for you to check out, as well as the link in the description. I'm very proud of how that video turned out, so if you haven't checked it out yet, I'd appreciate it if you did. But now let's actually take a look at this magazine. So of course we've got the polybag of Dragons Rising Kai that I'm going to remove for now, and here's a look at the full cover. You can see it says, New LEGO Toy, Kai Fire Ninja. We have an advertisement for a dice game to rescue Ryu, new villains revealed, awesome posters, and Metal Mayhem, who will win the ultimate mech race. So let's just get this opened up. Here we have an advertisement for just some LEGO Minecraft sets. Very odd in the Ninjago magazine, but okay. Then turning to the first page, we have a bio page on the Kai minifigure that comes in this magazine. I actually quite like the graphics here. They seem different than the previous magazines. The Fire Ninja. The Red Ninja has been alone since the merge. He is investigating merge quakes that this mega event has caused, but Kai is still burning for some serious ninja action like the old days. Armor. The merge brought some huge changes not only to the Ninjago universe, but also to the ninjas' outfits. I mean, I guess. I don't know if the merge was the direct cause of these outfits, but sure. The cool neck and shoulder protector helps keep Kai safe. And then also says, Kai was stuck in the realm of madness after the mighty merge. He has been bravely protecting the craglings from dragons, which can be a tough job. Here we have a little game with a maze, where you have to collect all the different parts to make Kai's weapon, and then here's the instructions to build him too. Ooh, okay, this is very interesting. Where are the ninja? Middle of nowhere. So it's talking about the other ninja besides Lloyd and Kai. I'll let you guys pause the video and read this for yourself if you want, but I'm gonna read through it all myself real quickly to see if there's anything interesting. So the part where Zane mentions the Monastery of Imperium, which of course that's where Zane was found. Apparently that is a kind of monastery of Spinjitzu, which connects to many other monasteries in other realms. That is very, very interesting. I wonder if we're gonna see the other monasteries. Nia is basically just what we know from the show. It mentions that Wu is missing, it says that he seemed absent-minded and that he needed more time to prepare, and we don't know where he's gone. Okay, this one's pretty cool for Jay. Potential actual plot details for part 2. If you don't want any spoilers for part 2, you might want to skip this part of the video. What we know. Unfortunately, not much is known about Jay. Our friend seems to have vanished from the face of Ninjago since the mega event. Rumor has it that an agent within the realm of the administration looks exactly like Jay. He would have contacted us if it was him, right? So I think we got another leak recently that said something similar, that Jay is working in this other realm called the administration, and he has amnesia and doesn't remember his time as a ninja. That is potentially very interesting. I'm very curious to see this administration, and I wonder what they're going to do with Jay. That sounds like a very cool plot. I can't wait to see him. And then for Cole, it really doesn't reveal much. What we know, this ninja is one solid guy. The merge will not have changed that, hopefully. Cole's a really helpful guy, which is why he always got along well with people. Let's hope that's the case wherever he is now. Yeah, that doesn't really reveal too much about where he could possibly be. But very cool, I'm glad we're getting some actual teasers and plot details for part 2. I know it's like very little things, but I like that the magazine's doing that. Turning to the next page, we also have a bio on the 3 main villains. It calls Ras a guy in a tiger mask, which I think that's just the magazine people being a little bit confused. Because yeah, he is not wearing a mask, that's just how his face looks. It also mentions that Beatrix came to power with Ras's help, and she has gone on to achieve many things. Now she wants to become the ruler of all 16 realms. Now that's kind of interesting, because we saw in Sora's flashback in the show, right, that she was the leader back then. But Ras is an Outlander, so did he cross realms before the merge? Or is the magazine just confused about the timeline? Because if she was already in power before the merge, it doesn't make sense that Ras would have helped her. But who knows, I guess we'll just have to see. Alright, here we have a draw your own monster thing, and you can roll a dice to figure out their attributes if you want. And then of course we have the comic in the middle. Now this I am very much looking forward to. But of course, as always, I'm not going to read the entire thing to you guys, so feel free to pause the video and read it for yourself. But if I notice anything especially funny or interesting, I will stop the video and point it out to you. Oh, this is actually very cool. It's showing Lloyd right after the merge. I was hoping to see this. And I hope they do this with the other ninja too. Like show Kai's adventure in future comics maybe. And it looks like we also have a little bit of Arin and Sora backstory. Okay, this is actually kind of cool. They established that Scalador is actually the one running the junkyard. I doubt we'll ever see that in the show, but that would be super cool if we did. Unless we get anything to the contrary, I'm going to take that as canon, because I really like that idea. And it looks like he has the parts to Kai's Fire Mech from back in Season 2, and Arin and Sora actually buy that from him. Now the mech itself is actually the core Fire Mech, but the way they're describing it is the Season 2 Fire Mech. So I would assume this is just meant to be a modern interpretation. Also, who's this in the corner right here? Hello there. Is that a purple whipper? Let me know in the comments, guys. What do we call this guy? Alright, now let's turn to the next page. Okay, this is quite cool. We see Arin and Sora put together a preliminary version of their mech, which you can see has more of an Evo mech style, but it still has like the wheels at the bottom, and it looks like the second part of the comic is going to have them in the preliminaries of the race. But of course, right now we have the break in the comic, so now let's turn to the next page. This is a game we have to figure out which of these paths is correct, and then we have the posters in the center of the comic. So let me remove them. Here's the first side, which is our first ever Arin poster. I actually quite like the graphics on this one. The giant Arin face at the front's very cool, and I like these two shots of him in action. The text is not as bad as it normally is. I do think the highlighting is a little bit weird. Train and become ninja, but then be ninja is also highlighted. I get the whole be ninja thing is like part of the slogan, but I don't know, just highlighting the be part of become. Maybe it's doing a little bit too much. I like the stylization of Arin's name right here, though. And then on the other side, we have a poster for the Imperium Claws. And you can see we've got all the villains of the wave here. Beatrix, Rapton, Roz, and then all of the Imperium Claw Hunters down here. Definitely a cool idea, but they did this thing again where they just sort of put a filter over everything, and I just don't think that filter looks the best. A lot of the shadows just seem too harsh. Like, it almost makes Rapton look like he has a little bit of a beard. So I kind of wish they just used the normal renders and didn't try to filter everything. So yeah, while neither poster's perfect, I honestly think both are pretty good. Not bad by any means, a good start to the Dragons Rising posters. Back to the magazine now, though. Here we have a word search, and this is just a game where you have to count how many Dragon Hunters are here. Then turning to the next page, we are back to the comic. Okay, yup, it just seems like the same sort of mech master like we saw in the show. Nothing too crazy happening here. Oh no, Krill took out Labo, that's so sad. Poor guy fell down into Arin and Sora's mech. Okay, and then Arin uses his grappling hook to grab onto Krill's mech, and she basically just pulls them into second place. I honestly like this comic a lot. Maybe I'm just tired of the crystallized comics that we've been getting for so long, but this is really just a breath of fresh air. It adds additional lore to the show. I'm happy to see more of these characters before we actually saw them in the show, and I'm really looking forward to what's in the next magazine. I hope we see more of Lloyd's story, because I kind of just forgot about that, but my guess is that's probably meant to be overarching across multiple issues. But anyway, now let's turn to the next page, and this looks to be an advertisement for 3 of the new sets, as well as some little games that go with them. You have to figure out which silhouette matches the actual set. Alright, then turning the page once again. What is this? Oh, this actually seems like a Ninjago version of the old board game Race to the Roof. I loved that game as a kid, so that's actually very fun. I don't think they've done this before in the magazine. That's super cute. Okay, here's an interesting game, Extreme Emblems. That's a whole lot of symbols. Help Cole find the 4 combinations shown on the left. Outline them on the wall and then solve the questions at the bottom of the page. The interesting thing about this is actually what the symbols are, because I can recognize some of them, right? Got Jay, Lloyd, Cole, Kai, Zane. It unfortunately does not look like Nia's on here. But then we also have Arin, Sora, the Imperium logo. But then what is this? This like rainbow dragon. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but I don't remember seeing that in the show ever. Unless that's meant to be like Ryu's symbol, but in which case, why is it rainbow? They also have that feather symbol that was seen in the Temple of the Dragon Energy Cores. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any theories on that, or if I'm completely missing something that's very obvious. Then there's an advertisement for LEGO City magazine, and then that's the end of this magazine, where you can see we have a sneak preview of next month's magazine. This one's going to come with a Lord Roz minifigure, which is honestly amazing. He does come in quite a few sets this wave, but this is going to be a significantly cheaper way to get him. Looks like the comic is going to be about Lloyd, which is cool. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one overall. I'm actually looking forward to whatever next month has in store. And then finally on the back cover, we have Ninjago Bingo. This is going to be fun. Binjago. And yeah, you can cut all these out and play bingo with them. That's pretty cool. But I think that's about all I have to say on the magazine itself, at least for now. I'll talk about it a little bit more at the end of the video. For now, though, let's take a look at this Kai poly bag that comes with the magazine. So here's the minifigure that comes with the magazine, Dragons Rising Kai. And before we talk about the minifigure itself, I want to talk about this accessory because it is so cool. One of my favorite things about the magazines has always been that the minifigures often come with really unique accessory builds that are a lot different from the kind of builds you'd see in sets. And this is a prime example of that. So you can see Kai has this giant fire blade right here. The gold blade at the top, I believe, was originally introduced with LEGO Lord of the Rings years ago, and there's fire coming out of the bottom. But the super interesting part is that hilt. Now, when this magazine was first revealed, I wasn't even sure like what that hilt piece was. But if I remove a couple of parts, you can see that's actually a trans-orange martini glass. Now that's a piece I don't think I even have. I believe it was introduced in like LEGO Harry Potter or maybe even LEGO Friends. But using it as the hilt for a sword is such a creative idea, and it honestly works pretty well. Because of course the trans-orange fits Kai, so it makes it look like this powered-up fire sword, but it's also just an amazing part to get. Especially because if you only collect Ninjago sets, you probably don't have any of this part, because I don't. So it's just a great new piece to have in your collection. So yeah, this accessory is fantastic. I really love how it turned out. But then the minifigure itself is also quite good. Now I've covered Dragons Rising Kai a lot on my channel. I think this is probably my 6th or 7th time covering him. But in my opinion, he is one of the best new ninja suits. I love the new armor and hood pieces, and I think this like digital eye mask does look really cool even if it hasn't appeared in the show yet. My favorite part about this figure though is for sure that black belt. I think that looks amazing. And the black and the red just mesh together so well. And then here's a look at his full face print with the armor removed, as well as a look at his back torso print and his alternate face. He's he's of course got the all-new gold dragon symbol on his back, and that face print I think is one of the best Kai face prints ever. So yeah, while this is a common figure of this wave coming in quite a few sets, it is nice to have another way to get him, and this weapon makes the polybag feel extra special even if you already have the figure. And so, what are my overall thoughts on this magazine? Honestly, I think this is a really good one. Now maybe I'm just excited that we're finally done with Crystallized and we're finally into Dragons Rising, but I don't know, the comic was fun. There's a lot of cool activities all throughout, gave us little details about the show, the game seemed fun. The posters were actually pretty good this time around too, and the minifigure, while like not spectacular, was still pretty solid, and the accessory especially was very cool. So if you already have the minifigure and you don't really care about the other parts of the magazine, I guess you don't need to get this one, but if it interests you, I highly recommend it. I actually think it's really good. But of course, if those are just my thoughts, let me know what you guys think of the magazine in the comments below. As I mentioned earlier in this video, make sure to go check out my other magazine video that I uploaded last week. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!